My husband bought his new female assistant a mansion as a birthday gift, spending a fortune on it. On the day she moved in, Chloe, the assistant, shared a brag on social media. Consider it known, I have a wealthy husband. My husband, Ethan, commented below. Happy birthday, my dearest Chloe. The accompanying photo showed my husband with his arm wrapped intimately around the assistant's slender waist. Their pose couldn't have been more affectionate. The group chat instantly buzzed with activity, everyone expressing envy for the assistant. They complimented her on being young and successful. My childhood friend, Leo, who grew up with me, saw it and publicly tagged me in the group chat. He sent a teasing message. Love's a blinding light, turns you green with fright. Congrats, Grace. I forced a bitter smile and slowly typed my reply. Leo, want a house? I'll get you one too, even better than what he gave her. As soon as I sent that, the group chat exploded with hundreds of messages. The gold digger is talking nonsense again. Ha ha ha. Only that idiot Leo would believe her, right? Chloe, the assistant, even lectured me in the tone of a seasoned veteran. Grace, you joined 5 years ago, and your position is still at the entry level. Mr. Ethan would be embarrassed to have a wife like you. You need to work harder and follow my example. All these years, to accommodate Ethan's independent and ambitious nature, I had kept my achievements hidden, secretly assisting him at the company as a junior employee. With my private resource monopoly capabilities, he successfully closed one deal after another, which is how he climbed to his current high position as Mr. Ethan. I just never imagined that one day he would betray me. Then, Ethan publicly tagged me in the group chat of thousands of employees. Grace, listen carefully to Chloe's advice. She's superior to you in every aspect. Mr. Ethan's words are loaded. In every aspect. Does that include that aspect? Haha, what a shame. Grace is so beautiful, but she's not good in that department. I thought her bedroom skills were as stunning as her looks. The group burst into laughter, and that last message flooded the screen. Just then, a few different messages appeared in the chat. Leo, you're all idiots. Ethan, that old man, farts, and you all think it smells like roses. If he dies one day, will you all line up for his mourning procession? Seeing his messages, I couldn't help but laugh out loud. He had always been the type who couldn't keep quiet. The group fell silent instantly. No one expected Leo to go all out like that. Ethan, seeing the messages, was furious and immediately flared up in anger. Leo, you're fired. I replied immediately after him, since fired, I quit too. Everyone burst into laughter after seeing that. This trash actually thinks she's important? Let me tell you, if you leave, our group will only get better. But unexpectedly, 3 seconds later, Ethan's call came through, and he started with an immediate accusation. Grace, what kind of stunt are you pulling? Take back that message right now, and I can make them pretend nothing happened. No need to retract it. I really want to resign. Grace, I just said a few things about you in public. And besides, Chloe is genuinely outstanding. Is it really worth being so serious over a couple of jokes? His words left me speechless. After a moment, I said with determination, fine, I'll be generous. Ethan, let's get a divorce. Ethan was silent for a moment on the other end. Then he let out a cold heh, his tone full of disdain. Grace, I'm warning you, don't try to threaten me with divorce. That won't work on me. I'm not coming home tonight. You stay home and reflect properly. Recognize your place before you come to work tomorrow morning. He was as arrogant as ever. As his words fell, the phone signaled a disconnected call, but he seemed to forget who provided the capital that allowed him to speak with such arrogance. The next day, I arrived at the company early. The moment I walked in, everyone directed mocking glances my way. Just then, Ethan's personal assistant, Chloe, walked out of his office. She immediately spoke in the tone of a seasoned veteran. Tisk. So Grace still came. Ha, I knew it. Young people need to be patient. And they still need to learn from others where appropriate. Everyone, from now on, learn more from Grace. Currently, Chloe was Ethan's favorite. Even though the employees were annoyed by her bossy demeanor, they still feigned agreement. Having received approving glances from everyone, Chloe then looked at me. She patted my shoulder, pretending to be concerned for me. Oh, by the way, Grace, I've already applied to Mr. Ethan, and from now on, I'll be mentoring you. I'll make sure you take on more projects and get a promotion. I didn't even glance at her. I picked up the coffee from the desk and slowly took a sip. No need. What could you? A mere assistant. Possibly teach? Besides, I'm quitting today, so there's no need to trouble you. As soon as I said that, a murmur of surprise swept through the crowd. Chloe was annoyed but didn't know how to retort. She just stared at me with wide, furious eyes. I ignored her, slowly organizing my belongings. Seeing she couldn't get any reaction from me, Chloe stormed out of there in a huff and went to Ethan's office. A moment later, Ethan quickly walked out, his gaze sternly fixed on me, not paying much attention. I had nearly finished packing. I picked up my storage box, ready to leave. Excuse me, you're in the way. Ethan raised an eyebrow, his tone icy. You can resign if you want. I don't need you here. But before you go, you need to apologize to Chloe. Oh, apologize for what? I asked, confused. Chloe kindly offered to mentor you for a promotion, and you treated her with such a deadpan attitude. Shouldn't you apologize? Ethan's voice noticeably rose several octaves, and the atmosphere in the office area instantly froze. I didn't want to get entangled with him. Further words would be useless, so I turned to Chloe and said, I'm sorry. As I turned to leave, Ethan relentlessly blocked my path. Grace, is that your idea of an apology? Chloe also came closer. Grace, young people shouldn't be so impetuous. You should learn to be more composed. These two were utterly deranged. I completely lost my patience and shoved Chloe away. Yet, though my push wasn't hard, she stumbled and fell to the ground. Her face showed she was in pain. Grace! Ethan immediately panicked, rushed over, and slapped me across the face. It stung fiercely. He then pushed me away, as if I were someone insignificant. He helped up the fainting Chloe, his face filled with concern. Chloe, are you okay? Did you hurt yourself anywhere? Should I take you to the hospital? I didn't know what I was to Ethan anymore, but in 8 years of marriage, I had never seen Ethan show such a concerned expression. Once, I broke my leg saving him from being hit by a car, and he didn't say a single word of concern, even scolding me for not watching where I was going. He said getting hit was what I deserved. Now merely faked a fall, and he was so frantic he immediately dialed 911. Perhaps he genuinely loved Chloe, but I no longer wanted to delve into any of it. Ethan, my private lawyer will deliver the divorce papers tomorrow. Let's part ways here. After saying that, I left without looking back. The wind on my way out made me feel a chill. My heart felt empty, as if I had lost my home. That night, Ethan came home in the dead of night, completely drunk. Chloe, hurry, let's go to the bathroom today. The moment he opened the door, Ethan stumbled into my arms. The strong perfume scent piercing. He kissed my neck, but I only felt disgusted. I pushed him away forcefully. Without support, Ethan stumbled and fell to the floor. Why did Chloe push me? Do you not like me? Your big baby, now that you have a little baby? Ethan was utterly aggrieved. No, even if he's my son, you have to like me more than him. What? I suspected my hearing was off. Ethan, tell me what you just said again. Chloe, our baby, don't you remember? That night, Ethan recalled drunkenly. I had thought Ethan could no longer stir my emotions, but at that moment, I completely lost all self-control. I clutched his collar tightly, questioning him like a madwoman. All these years we've been married, I've always wanted a child, but you always said a child would hinder your career development, so we shouldn't have one for now. I believed you, but what about you? You turned around and got Chloe pregnant. You played me for a fool. Ethan, how could you do this to me? Ethan remained unresponsive. He was drunk, completely unconscious, in the entire living room. Only I was whispering, sobbing, asking why, over and over again. Ethan had already passed out on the floor, and my voice, hoarse from crying, gradually subsided. Just then, 2 messages arrived on Ethan's phone. I inadvertently caught sight of my own name, so I unlocked it and took a look. Chloe, don't be afraid of Grace. She's just a paper tiger. Once our child is born, I'll say it's an adopted child, and she'll dutifully raise it for us anyway. Chloe replied, so don't divorce Grace for now, or no one will raise our child. Otherwise, just get rid of it. I don't want to raise a child anyway. It's too annoying. After reading these messages, I wiped away the tears from my eyes and let out a cold laugh. Ethan, for 8 years, I treated you with such sincerity. You wanted business. I brought it in for you. You wanted status. I elevated you. Now you betray me and conspire with others to scheme against me. I'm telling you, your good days are over. That very night, I packed all my belongings and moved out of the home Ethan and I shared. I would never return here again. I drove back to my hometown overnight, since I had told them in advance. Henry and Margaret still had the lights on, waiting for me. Grace, why are you alone? Why didn't Ethan come with you? Margaret looked around, confirming I was indeed the only one who got out of the car. I sighed, the exhaustion in my eyes unmistakable. Mom, Ethan and I are getting a divorce. What? Henry and Margaret exclaimed in surprise simultaneously. But soon, Henry said, it's probably for the best. I could tell that guy had nothing but greed in his eyes. Being with someone like that long term is very dangerous. My parents never approved of my marriage to him. I was foolish to blindly believe in our love. Unfortunately, I'm only realizing now that I was just deceiving myself all along. Come in quickly. Margaret will cook you some noodles. Margaret led me inside, and I finally got to eat a warm bowl of noodles. Henry asked me, coordinating so many companies must be exhausting, right? Not at all, Henry. All these years, to accommodate Ethan's fiercely ambitious career drive, I had never revealed my true identity to him. In his eyes, I was merely someone with a strong capability for monopolizing business resources. Nothing more. He didn't know that those so-called business resources were all assets of my Grace family, to help him achieve his targets. Even if the Grace family lost a bit by cooperating with him, I didn't care. All to help him realize his wild commercial ambitions. Now he had betrayed me. I no longer needed to consider his ever-inflating career ambition. The business world is a battlefield. I wanted to see who would fight alongside him in the business world without me. The next day, Ethan didn't pay attention to my departure, thinking I couldn't manage without him. He assumed I'd throw a tantrum for a couple of days and then come back. When he arrived at the company and received my divorce papers, he was stunned. Sign? Fine. I'll sign, even if I do. I doubt you'd dare to actually divorce me. That afternoon, Grace issued a temporary notice for all senior executives to gather in Capital City for an emergency meeting. Meanwhile, I was leisurely sitting in a coffee shop near my hometown, sipping coffee and listening to the owner of an upscale villa introduce property listings. Leo was sitting opposite me. Have you decided which one you like? I'll pay for it in full, and you can move in tomorrow. Wow. Big Grace finally came to her senses and is willing to spend money on me? I playfully punched him. Come on. When have I ever been stingy with you? Leo pouted, frowning indifferently. By the way, are you really sure you want to divorce Ethan? Yes. Divorce is good. Consider me. Then, as I pondered this, a phone call came in. Grace, what on earth are you up to? Ethan's voice was clearly laced with anger. Ethan, I don't understand what you're talking about. I yawned and ignored him, just as I was about to hang up. His furious voice came through the phone again. I just argued with you. And immediately after, the most crucial project partner Grace entrusted me with suddenly pulled out. Are you telling me that has nothing to do with you? Oh, so you admit it was a project entrusted to you? What does that have to do with me? I retorted coldly. Ethan, however, spoke as if it were perfectly reasonable. But didn't I entrust all my previous business projects to you? If there's a problem this time, who should I blame if not you? How absurd. I couldn't fathom what logic he was using to say that. Ethan, we're already divorced. Don't call and harass me anymore. GR. I hung up the phone just a second before Ethan's frustrated voice could continue. That evening, after looking at the house with Leo, we went to watch a romance movie. Then we went home. Unexpectedly, Ethan had found this place. Seeing and me return together, a flicker of surprise crossed his eyes. He then confronted me. Grace, have you had enough? If you're done acting out, come back with me. I smiled faintly. Ethan, you really are a persistent ghost. I can't believe even divorce couldn't get rid of you. Oh, divorce? You think that can scare me? Ethan looked utterly unconcerned. If you're really determined to divorce me, then why are you still wearing our wedding ring? Stop messing around. Grace, my patience is wearing thin. Come back with me now, and I'll pretend the past few days never happened. Otherwise, you'll face the consequences. My parents, seeing us arguing like this, didn't dare interfere and each went back to their rooms. Leo, however, stepped forward without hesitation and took my hand. He gently slipped the ring off my finger and tossed it into a nearby trash can. he asked with a light laugh. Mr. Ethan, satisfied now? A momentary shock flashed in Ethan's eyes. Then he reacted by lunging forward and grabbing Leo's arm. You, Leo, what are you doing? By what right do you throw away Grace's and my wedding ring? Saying this, he raised his right hand and swung a punch at Leo, but the next second, he froze. My hand had firmly grabbed his. Ethan, that's enough. Ethan stared at me blankly, seemingly surprised that I would help Leo. A look of grievance appeared on his face. He cried, Grace, is it because of this man that you want to divorce me? But what about our 8 years of marriage? Our feelings? Where do you put them? I laughed. In the past, if I saw him cry, I would have been desperate, trying everything to console him. But the me of today had long understood that feelings were only worth investing in the right person. A man like him didn't deserve love. Ethan, 8 years of marriage? Do you even have the right to mention 8 years of marriage to me? Do you think I don't know about all the rotten, vile things you've done? Get out! Get out of my house! The bitterness of shattered love erupted along with my emotions. I still cried, surprisingly, but I swore this would be the last time I grieved for our love. From now on, never again. In his eyes, perhaps this was the first time I had yelled at him so furiously. His tone softened somewhat. Grace, what's wrong? Why are you suddenly treating me like this? Maybe I haven't been feeling well these past few days, but I was going to tell you in a bit. You love children, don't you? I was planning to give you a big gift. Saying this, he took out adoption papers from his bag. I couldn't imagine what tragic fate awaited me if I hadn't found his chat history with Chloe that day. Fine, I'll go back with you. I laughed coldly. I was entering the game. If they wanted to play me, then I would play along and see who would be the last one standing. I gave Leo a wink, and he understood my meaning. No longer confronting Ethan, a visible smile also appeared on Ethan's face. Grace, I knew you were the best to me. The investors for the last project partnership pulled out. Can you help me figure something out? I smiled faintly. Leave it to me. Within the next week, Ethan successfully negotiated Grace's largest project ever. His position in the company soared, almost on par with the chairman. Overnight, the name of Ethan, the business titan entrepreneur, became known nationwide. To maintain the buzz, Ethan decided to hold a press conference to share his business insights with entrepreneurs across the country. Mr. Ethan, hello. How did you manage to secure a financing project worth nearly $1 billion within just 1 week? What's the business secret behind it? Mr. Ethan, in your business journey, has there been anyone who significantly influenced you? Please tell us. Standing not far away, I quietly watched him in his moment of glory. I inevitably overheard his answer to the second question. If there's anyone who had a significant influence, it would undoubtedly be my personal assistant, Chloe. When he spoke of Chloe, his eyes were always filled with endless tenderness. She's not only a supporter of my business dreams but also a guide for my business thinking. Without her help, I wouldn't have reached my current position today. Chloe, standing nearby, deliberately smirked at me after hearing that. The business media then began to interview her. Ms. Chloe, hello. What is your private relationship with Mr. Ethan? And why do you unconditionally support Mr. Ethan's business dreams? Yes, indeed. Ms. Chloe, is there an indescribable partnership between you and Mr. Ethan, as rumored by the public? Ahem. Chloe cleared her throat, clearly ready to speak at length. Flashlights and cameras from various media outlets focused on her face. Hello everyone from the media. The reason Mr. Ethan and I can work together so seamlessly to complete one massive deal after another is entirely due to my outstanding personal abilities and Mr. Ethan's innovative business thinking. As for the relationship between Mr. Ethan and me that you're so curious about, you can actually interview that lady over there. All the media's attention turned towards me. Chloe continued to introduce. Actually, she's Mr. Ethan's wife, a small fry in the business world. I think you might get more traffic interviewing her. As soon as she said that, all the media surged toward me. Hello, Ms. What's your name? Grace. Hello, Ms. Your husband, Mr. Ethan, is so outstanding, while you seem so down and out. Do you ever feel jealous of him? There are rumors that Mr. Ethan and Ms. Chloe have a close relationship. What are your thoughts on that? Hello, Ms. May I ask, to capture traffic, Various media outlets turned out all sorts of bizarre questions. I merely smiled faintly, counting down from 3 in my mind. 3, 2, 1. Breaking. Rising entrepreneur Grace acquires Ethan for $10 billion. What? Everyone was shocked. A $10 billion move. How is that possible? Is Enterprises, which just rose to prominence in the past week, about to be completely erased? The entire press conference descended into chaos. After a long moment, someone in the crowd suddenly exclaimed, "She's Grace." All the media turned their gaze towards me, and I, having watched enough of the show, gracefully turned around. Respected Grace, what prompted you to acquire Ethan, and how did you manage to lie dormant for so many years, only to suddenly dominate the business world? Where did you secure the $10 billion to acquire Ethan? MS. Grace. MS. Grace. I responded to each of the successive questions. Ethan and Chloe, however, were utterly dumbfounded, pushed to a corner by the crowd. Fake. It must be fake. Chloe shook her head repeatedly. What right does she have to acquire our Ethan? Watching me surrounded by the crowd, Ethan fell into deep doubt. In business, he would absolutely not allow me, this gold digger, to be superior to him. This was more unbearable than killing him. Just then, a media outlet noticed his astonished expression. They all turned to him, asking how he felt about his company being acquired by his own wife. My wife acquired? No. Impossible. This is fake. With reddened eyes, Ethan bit his lower lip hard, finally unable to hold back his outburst. His voice was piercing and sharp. Grace has always been supported by me. Everything she ate and spent was my money. Where would she get the funds to acquire Ethan? It's fake. Everything is fake. The various media outlets seem to have found the key to viral traffic. They all raised their cameras, snapping pictures of Ethan's desperate, angry, and disbelieving face. Disregarding the congested crowd, Ethan pushed his way toward me. He pointed at me, his voice agitated and trembling. Grace, tell me the truth. I smiled faintly. The truth is, you've been stepping on me to climb your way up all these years, and now that you've achieved success, you're turning around and kicking me out. No, you're lying. I clearly relied on myself. What do you mean by stepping on you to climb? Lies don't hurt, but the truth cuts deep. Ethan relentlessly pulled at me, demanding an explanation. Losing my patience, I raised my hand and pushed. With a stumble, he fell to the ground. Chloe immediately rushed forward anxiously, but not to help him up. Instead, she accused me in front of the media. Grace cheated, and now she's pushed her own husband to the ground. The major media outlets, hearing a juicy scoop, immediately started their recording devices, ready to take things out of context. MS. Grace. Is what MS? Chloe said true? Did you really cheat? I calmly and slowly gave my response. Someone did cheat, but that person wasn't me. Everyone held their breath, waiting for my response. The one who cheated was Ethan. As soon as I said that, the entire venue erupted. Countless microphones and flashes were thrust in front of Ethan. His facade was completely torn down by me. Grace. How did you know? Without answering his question, I turned and left. The next day, renowned Ethan the business thanks to his Grace, but with his and got pregnant, drawing condemnation, topped all trending searches. Overnight, Ethan was renamed Grace. My other dozen-plus companies were also renamed Grace subsidiaries. In just 1 month, Grace secured nearly 1,000 international cooperation projects. Unlike, I was inherently not fond of business socializing. So, after Grace established a firm foothold domestically, I handed over all my businesses to others. I, meanwhile, returned to my hometown to enjoy life. Before leaving, I met Ethan one last time. Grace, I know I was wrong. Can we go back to how we were? He knelt on the floor, pleading with me in a choked voice to remarry him. In my memory, he had never begged me so humbly. Perhaps he truly regretted it. Unfortunately, it was all too late. I tried my best to keep my emotions in check, not losing my temper. When you were sleeping with someone else, why didn't you think about this day? You didn't actually think I'd be foolish enough to take back a worthless cheat and treat him like gold, did you? To my surprise, Ethan suddenly dropped to his knees with a thud. I'll never dare again. I'll change everything. I just want to start over with you. Okay? No. You disgust me. After saying that, I left, hearing him cry for a long time behind me. The moment you chose to betray me, you should have foreseen this outcome. 2 months later, Leo and I started living together. It was only after being with Leo that I realized love is reciprocal. In 8 years with Ethan, I had never felt any love returned. Thankfully, I met Leo. He taught me what love was. Grace, how about we pick a date to get married? I want to have a child with you. On the way home from our date, Leo said to me. His face flushed. I smiled and took his hand. Sounds good. We'll have a daughter and call her Little. As adorable as you. You're silly. And so, holding his hand, we walked home. The orange sunset stretched our shadows endlessly. I don't remember how much time passed. One day, deep in the middle of the night, Ethan called me from an unknown number. It was the last time our paths would ever cross. Grace, where are you right now? I feel so helpless. Can you come be with me? His voice was lonely and helpless, choked with tears. My husband, lying beside me, asked what was wrong, and I patted his shoulder. It's nothing, Leo. Go back to sleep. After saying that, I was about to hang up the phone. But then, Ethan spoke from the other end. Chloe has her own family back in her hometown. I was deceived by her too. Boo-hoo-hoo. After I found out about that, I got upset and ended up in a car accident. Now I'm alone in the hospital, truly helpless. Grace, please, come be with me. I'm already married. Please don't disrupt my life anymore. After saying that, I hung up. As for what kind of pain and despair Ethan would face that night, it had nothing to do with me. After that, I never received any news about Ethan again. I did hear from friends that Ethan's assistant, Chloe, went off to charm someone else. She fell victim to an elaborate scam, lost all her wealth, and had one of her legs broken. Then her own husband left with their child, and she stayed home, drinking all day. One day, she went out and was hit by a semi-truck. No one even came forward to claim her body. Many years later, Leo and I had a sweet and adorable daughter. Henry and Margaret were overjoyed. Their wish for a granddaughter had finally come true. Our family lived happily together. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any thoughts about this story, feel free to share them in the comments section. Here is Roses and Love, sharing stories about marriage and women every day. See you tomorrow.